conservative in the media viewers, what's going on, and NFL fans all around the world, what's going on? It's me, John Villarreal, the 4-time national champion and the NFL expert. Woo, huge game. Sunday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers versus and going to the Denver Broncos, the Peyton Manning Denver Broncos, okay? There's a lot to talk about here. First of all, my personal opinion only, not alleging fact, not casting any aspersions, all for entertainment purpose only. Woo, who do I like? Oh, whoa, this is a tough one to pick. This is a tough one to pick there, peeps. But I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go in there, and they're going to win it at Denver, and that's why. Here's why. Okay, there's a lot of question marks for the Steelers. No question about it. Question marks. Okay, Clark can't play because of the altitude and stuff like that. That hurts. That hurts that whole secondary situation. Fine. On the defense. And Harrison, we don't know what's going on. It's his knee. There's some question marks. This vaunted defense, this strong defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers has some issues going into Denver. I understand that. Fine. But let's put that on hold for a second. Let's put that on hold for a second because I have a lot of things I want to talk about on that. Let's talk about Peyton Manning. Let's talk about Peyton Manning. Let's talk about one of the biggest free agent signings of all last year and everything like that. Maybe the biggest, in my personal opinion, okay? Probably was. Here's the deal. 36 years old. Now, sure, there's been a number of quarterbacks that have done great things at an advanced age. You know, Warner, I mean, we can go on down the list. Okay? Fine. But they're not Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning has looked like the old Peyton Manning in certain parts of the preseason. Other parts, not so sure. And here's the thing. At 36, and coming off of this injury, stuff like that, is he going to be able to hold up a full game? I'm not talking about, oh, we get some snaps here, 100-some-odd yards. I'm talking about 4 quarters. I'm talking about 4 quarters because I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to test Peyton Manning and they're going to test Denver and put him to the test, and I think they're going to win. Because, I mean, the thing of it is you're dealing with some ferocious defensive players there, okay, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think that they, in my personal opinion, maybe want some revenge. Maybe want to make a statement after the loss to Denver in last year's playoffs, okay? And when we're starting to see some schemes and some blitzes and stuff like that, I think that Coach Mike Tomlin has his team fired up. I think they play off emotion. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see Harrison play. And, I mean, you know, when Manning's under some duress, what's going to happen there? Here's the other question. You know, yeah, I think some people maybe are, yeah, I know they made some changes. I think some people are maybe putting too much credit, if you will, on Peyton Manning. Now, Peyton Manning is fantastic, and we've seen what he's able to do, and we saw what happened to the Indianapolis Colts when they didn't have Peyton Manning. But I mean, you know, what else do you see on this Denver team that's like, oh my goodness, okay, you know, you've got McGahee, okay, I understand that. You got some strong running and everything like that, but that's the other point there, okay? So it's like this, if McGahee's getting some reps, and he's running a lot, then you're not having as much as Peyton Manning. So which is it, right? If Peyton Manning's so unbelievable and it's going to be super pass time, whatever like that, if you're giving reps to McGahee, do you really think that McGahee's going to be able to break huge runs consistently against the Pittsburgh Steelers? You see that defense? I mean, you said, come on. Now, let's talk about this though. Okay, I'm sure that Peyton Manning's going to do Peyton Manning's thing, and I'm sure McGahee's going to do his thing, and I'm sure Denver's going to put up some points. But let's flip the other side of the coin. You think Ben Roethlisberger and this Pittsburgh offense can't put up points? Do you see how many passing yards, how many points Ben can get there? He can scramble, he can roll out, he's tough to take down, he finds the receivers, okay? He's got the receivers over there, you know, and I mean, you've got 2,000-yard plus receivers. Okay, think about that. And don't sleep on Mendenhall either. Okay, he can take the rock and he can get some things done. So I think we're going to see some offensive production out of these Pittsburgh Steelers, no question about it. I would rather have the Steelers receivers, frankly, than the Denver receivers. So that's what I'm talking about. It's, you know, you have to have a quarterback, but you also have to have a receiver. And I like I mean, here's where I'm at on this. For me, call me crazy, But for me, I would rather have a Ben Roethlisberger right now in that system, a system with the coach he knows, players he knows, and the weapons that he has, better than Peyton Manning with the team that he has. I think offense to offense, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are better than the Denver Broncos. That's what I'm saying. And so then you're basically, in my personal opinion, now you're left to analyze. I understand home field advantage, great. That's fine. But now and it is a big advantage for Denver because, okay, you're missing Clark. But if you're saying basically, let's just call the offenses right now a push. I'm not calling them a push because I just said I would rather have the Pittsburgh offense right now than the Denver offense. But even if you want to say it's a push, boom, put that to the side, fine. Now we're saying let's head up defense versus defense plus the home field advantage. Who do you think is better? You really think this Denver defense is better than Pittsburgh defense, even if you're missing Clark, even if you might be missing Harrison? I think at game time, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised to see Harrison in there. And it's not like we don't have other defensive stars, Polamalu and all the rest, that are going to step up. And that's what I'm talking about. Plus, you have the question mark of Peyton Manning against the one of the toughest defenses in the NFL. I'm going Pittsburgh Steelers all day long. I think they get in there and get a win. I think this is going to be a wake-up call to Peyton Manning. This isn't a preseason. You're back in the NFL. I understand you're a legendary quarterback. I know you're going to go to the Hall of Fame, in my personal opinion. First ballot, no question about it. You may be one of the best quarterbacks ever to play the game. But this is now. It's 2012, and you're facing the Steelers, and you're going to have to deal with the punishment and the intensity for 4 quarters. With a new system and a new stadium and new players. Can you deal with it? We're going to find out. I need to hear from all the NFL fans right now. Where are you at on this? Who is going to win and why? Peyton Manning fans, step up. Denver fans, step up. Defend your team, your quarterback. Why are you going to win? Why do you feel like Peyton Manning and this team's going to win? It's a home game. It's Sunday night. The lights are going to be on. The pressure's going to be on. This feels like a playoff game. This feels like a playoff game right here. And here's the thing. This is a marker, in my personal opinion, not unlike what we saw with Dallas and the Giants. Okay, because you're talking about Dallas and Giants, NFC East, who's going to win, playoff implications. The Giants, took over, kept Dallas out, all that type of stuff. But let's rewind the tape because we had Denver versus, led by Tim Tebow, okay, beat out the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoff game. So I think both of these teams are cognizant right here. Yeah, it's the first game, whatever like that, but it's Sunday night. It's national TV. It's the first game. And I think that they understand that, you know what? These two teams can be facing off again for a playoff spot or in the playoffs. So I think you're going to see full blast from both teams. And I'm just saying, if you have that kind of situation, I would rather have the tested unit, if you will, because it's not one player. Peyton Manning's awesome, but he's one player. It's a team, it's a unit. It's 55 people on that roster, plus your coaches and everything like that, plus the system, okay? And I like the system, I like the coaches, I like the players on both sides of the ball of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that's what I'm saying now. I need the Pittsburgh Steelers fans to step up. Because I've seen some of the predictions out there and the experts, whatever like that. And in my personal opinion, I'm not sure the Steelers are getting enough credit. Okay, I understand injuries. I understand Clark. We've talked about that. But you Pittsburgh Steelers fans, the steel curtain, all that situation, the terrible towels, the legendary, Bradshaw teams on, all of it. You need to step up. Because in my personal opinion, you're not getting the respect from other people out there, maybe other fans out there, other commentators. Come on. Listen, Peyton Manning's not the only quarterback that's going to be on that field that has Super Bowl rings. Big Ben Roethlisberger has Super Bowl rings as well. And so do a lot of other people on that team, and including that coach. So let's talk about that. And let's stick up for the Steelers right here. You need to weigh in right now and tell me why the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win. Do you agree with me? Do you have other reasons? And so we need to hash it out right here, and I want to hear from the fans. I want to hear from the Denver fans. I want to hear from the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I want to hear from other fans. How many people are going to be watching this game? How big is this game? Who's going to win? And why? Do you agree with me that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win? I think this is going to be such a super exciting game. I can feel the intensity right now. This is it. This is NFL. It's going down. It's going down Sunday. I'm down with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's who I'm picking to win. But nothing would surprise me in this game. And we're going to find out real quick what kind of Peyton Manning is back and ready to go right now. That's what I'm saying about this. You tell me what's going on. Give me the comments below. Please subscribe up. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion and the NFL expert. You're watching Conservative Media. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it to your social networking sites. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And stay tuned. I'm going to keep predicting more NFL games, so check that out.